Got Medicaid? Paradise Dental's got you covered. We've got you covered from the moment you walk in the door with some of Saipan's best smiles. Medicaid covers your fillings, your extractions, and your checkups with no out-of-pocket expense. And Medicaid covers all of your x-rays without any additional cost to you. So remember, if you've got Medicaid, you're covered. Don't wait for a toothache. Call Paradise Dental today. Come here often.
Hi, I'm Shauna Brenfleck, nurse practitioner and owner of Island Skin Solutions and Wellness Clinic. We are Saipan's only medical spa offering a wide range of services to meet your unique skincare goals. We offer exclusive medical grade skincare products that can only be purchased from a licensed medical professional. We also have the CNMI's only master esthetician who offers new patient consultations that include a mini facial tailored to your needs. Schedule your consultation today to get started on your skincare journey.
AP News, I'm Marcela Sanchez. The U.S. State Department says it's lowering the security alert level for its staffers at the U.S. Embassy and Consulate in Iraq, ending a previously ordered departure status for diplomats and other government employees. At a news conference today, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt was asked if President Trump wants to see a special counsel in the Jeffrey Epstein probe.
The idea was floated from someone in the media to the president. The president would not recommend a special prosecutor in the Epstein case. That's how he feels.
Yesterday, the Justice Department fired Maureen Comey, the daughter of former FBI Director James Comey, and a federal prosecutor who worked on the cases against Sean Diddy Combs and Jeffrey Epstein. A person who spoke only on condition of anonymity told the AP there was no specific reason given for why she was fired. And the Trump administration says it's handing over personal data of Medicaid recipients to Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
The extraordinary disclosure of personal health data to deportation officials is an escalation in the administration's immigration crackdown. It's part of an agreement obtained by the AP between the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services and the Homeland Security Department to give ICE information on the 79 million Medicaid enrollees, things like home addresses and ethnicities. Health and Human Services officials said last month the move was aimed at rooting out people enrolled in the program improperly. The agreement, though, makes clear ICE officials will use the information to find, quote, the location of aliens. Sagar Meghani at the White House.
A judge in Idaho has lifted a sweeping gag order in Brian Kohberger's quadruple murder case. Earlier this month, he pleaded guilty to avoid a potential death sentence. This is AP News. Wall Street rose to records today following some better-than-expected updates on the economy. The S&P 500 climbed 0.5%, beating its all-time high set a week ago. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.5%, and the Nasdaq Composite added 0.7% to its own record set yesterday. And AP correspondent Haya Panjwani reports on a win for the company Juul.
Juul can keep selling tobacco and menthol e-cigarettes. The Food and Drug Administration says that Juul's benefits as a less harmful alternative for adult smokers outweigh the risk of teens using them. Parents, politicians, and anti-tobacco advocates wanted a ban on the devices that many people blame for the recent spike in underage vaping. The FDA decision applies to both tobacco and menthol-flavored versions of the reusable product. Haya Panjwani, Washington.
And I'm Marcela Sanchez, AP News.
Half a day, guys. This is Boss Alvarez over at Joe 10 Motors. Hey, we've got some special for this year's Hand Me Charity Golf Classic on July 26. A glimpse into the future with that's right, a 2026 Kia Sportage as a hole-in-one prize on hole 13. Powerful, rugged, and refreshed with the latest tech and all-wheel drive. The Sportage is perfect for everyday cinema adventures. So get registered, practice that swing, and win.
That's right. Try your luck and register today at Lau Lau Golf and Resort for the 23rd annual Hand Me Charity Classic Golf Tournament. With our popular blackjack double Peoria format, anyone can win. Only $130 or $110 if you register by July 11th. Awards luncheon and our always awesome raffle after the game at the course. And a portion of our proceeds will benefit the Commonwealth Cancer Association. The Hand Me Charity Classic Golf Tournament on July 26th. From your friends at Hand Me, building a stronger Commonwealth with you since 1985.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call CrimeStoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. CrimeStoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
As the day unfolds with laughter and cheer, Brad's got the magic that brings us all near. Sharing tales of hope, dreams that shine bright. Good morning, Marianas, together we ignite. So join under the palm trees, we dance through the days. Rhythm and soul, so many ways. Together we rise through the moments we share. Good morning, Marianas, feel the love everywhere. Wake up
All
to the
right, good morning, Marianas. It's Friday, baby. That's right, we finally made it. We are just minutes away from the weekend. Oh my goodness, you guys survived the week. All you gotta do is get through a measly couple of hours. The next thing you know, you're gonna be dancing over there at World Resort because the Whalers are in town. It's gonna be awesome. And you already heard that Jordan Paradise is gonna be there dropping his new Catch a Vibe. And it's going to be really cool. Anyway, hey, you're all set with news and sports, but you know we got to get you all up on what's going on with our weather this morning, and it looks pretty good outside. I got to say, I got zero complaints about what we're looking at out there right now. It is 82 degrees outside, humidity's at 85%, and a very, very light wind. But today, don't let your guard down. We got scattered showers and thunderstorms this morning, but it should be pretty chill throughout that. It's going to be partly sunny, high near 86, and man, that nice light wind. That's the best way to go, but it should be pretty cool. We're going to have 30% chance of rain, so it's probably going to rain sometime today. I wouldn't worry about it too much, but hey, that is a great start for what we're looking at right now. I'm a big fan of our weather. Our forecast is looking pretty awesome today. Can't ask for anything better. Oh my goodness. People showing up on time early. I can't believe it. Would you expect anything less from our big first guest today? Yeah, we've got our Secretary of Labor is going to be with us. She's already here. She's over here hanging out in the background while you guys are listening and watching. She's watching right now as well. So we're going to get to a bunch of the stuff that you guys wanted to talk about last time. And you guys definitely had some questions last time we had Labor on here. We were talking about the job fair, and what we ended up doing was saying job fair and everything else. So today we're going to get a healthy dose of everything else, I think. But anyway, it's just great to have our secretary in studio with us today. So we'll get to her in just a little bit.
Want to talk a little bit to you guys about what's going on out there on the roads right now. You're out there driving, you're trying to get to where you need to go, and it's always a little bit of a challenge when you're out there. You got all the traffic. Let's get down to the road right out in front of us. All right, let's get down there. At Beach Road, where it meets Chalon Monsignor Guerrero. Be careful. It's actually not that bad. It's a little bit slow, but it's not that bad. It's a little bit of a slowdown as you're making your way north, but we've seen worse. Hey, remember, it's not it's summer, so school is out and you don't have to worry about all that traffic. As we go all the way down, it's still somehow, even though there's no school, there's a little delay over there by Hopwood. I can't explain it. PSS can't explain it. DPS can't explain it. Motor vehicles can't explain it. I asked Google. Google said we can't explain it either. But there's still a slowdown over there by Hopwood. Don't worry about it, though. When you make your way up and you get yourself over to Guangdong Hardware, there's a little delay as people are trying to make their way up toward the airport. They want to say goodbye and hello and all that other stuff. They're all going to be caught up over there. Make your way down Monsignor Martinez. Hey, it is nice. Everything's looking green. Even that intersection at Dan Shell, yeah, that looks pretty good, too. That means you're in good shape. All the way down the hill, if you look at the intersection that matters by IT&E, it is all good over there in the hood. It's a little bit slow. You got a little bit of yellow in every direction, but it's not that bad. It's pretty good. And again, hats off to whoever the genius was who put those orange markers over there that made that free right turn available. It doesn't hold up traffic for anybody anymore. It's like the best thing that we've had here since somebody came up with Finideni. It's like just the best little thing. How about the rest of Middle Road? That usually could be hot spots all over the place. Look, it's even good over there by McDonald's right now. You know it's good when you go in there through the drive-through, but as you're trying to get down the road, it's usually a little bit of a challenge, but not so today. Today, you're in Greenville all the way until you get to the tennis courts by American Memorial Park. You can see it is backed up on both directions, north and south, but not too far. It definitely, if you get stuck at that light, it's only one light. You're not going to be double lighting it on that one. We'll go all the way over to Capitol Hill where there's a little backup all the way. Oh, it's past Ina's Kitchen, and while you're there, that makes it doubly painful because you have to wait until lunch before they open up. Ina's Kitchen, man, if they had breakfast, would they not rule the world? Can you imagine all the tasty stuff they have for lunch? Imagine if they had some of that greasy goodness with eggs in the morning. Oh, forget about it. Ina's Kitchen. I'd be there all day. I'd have to change my name. It's like amazing. I love that place. And if it was open for breakfast, traffic over there would be a lot worse. All right, anyway, looking around the rest of the island, everything else looks good. And that's your first look at traffic. Hey, remember, if you are tied up in traffic and you're tired of spending gas all the time, you know what you could do? You can hop on the Blue Line and get with Transit CNMI and get yourself all the way around Saipan. And if you're a student, a Monopco, you've got a disability, or you're a veteran, you're only paying half what everybody else pays. And you can go out there and find out where the bus is every single day online. It's the best thing going, guys. I'm telling you. It's a great deal, and it's a growing service. They're already connecting people all over the CNMI, and now it's going to happen at a greater rate. We're going to hear a lot more about that in the days and weeks to come. And then, again, we're going to be talking about the folks over at Department of Labor here in a little bit, too. We're going to get to some of our headlines over here and some of the stuff that we were covering yesterday. And one of them is that the EVS TAP processing has resumed. This is the process where, what is EVS TAP? Oh, everyone asks, what is EVS TAP? It is not EVS NAP. It's totally different, and it has nothing to do with dancing. EVS TAP is, so here's the deal. People want to come here from China, hooray. They want to come here as tourists. They don't have to go out and get a full-on visa. But what we had before was something they called that parole, right? That conditional parole, where they could come here. Well, the vetting wasn't as great, and that's where we ran into some of these problems with some of the folks that were here. So the U.S. and the CNMI got together and said, hey, we got to do something about this. So we got the military involved, got the government folks involved, worked with the first Trump administration to get all that stuff going, said, hey, what about this? Got it all worked out, finally got it started, and in this second administration, Trump administration, and then all of a sudden everything stopped in April, right? Well, guess what? The other day, those all those things that were held up and pending, ping, 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 ping. All those notifications came in saying that folks were getting approved, including folks from June. And then folks from July, and then we even had same-day approvals that came out. And this is, it's welcome news. We got calls from local businesses just saying, hey, is this true? And we're like, yeah, that's true. That's exactly what happened. They're like, holy smokes, we're going to be able to stay open. So we'll find out when those folks come in. It's so interesting because Hong Kong Airlines was doing charter stuff here. Now they're looking at just doing straight up Hong Kong Airlines here. So we're going to see how this works out, and we'll see if that brings in some do-re-mi to our coffers, some local businesses. And it doesn't happen overnight. I mean, we're not all of a sudden going to get like 10,000 people like next week or something like that. No, I mean, it was, even when we had it, slowly starting up from November to April, I mean, we got up to, I think, excuse me, just over 3,000 a month. Excuse me, I had a little bug in the throat there. Anyway, so now we're going to see what happens. We'll see if there's some economic effect. Well, we ended up getting a video message from our U.S. Congresswoman, Kimberly King Hines, and we shared that with you as a post. If you didn't see that on our page, we'll show it to you now. This is the message from our U.S. Congresswoman, Kimberly King Hines.
Hafadez and Tito from Washington, D.C., CNMI. So last night, before I went to bed, I was getting news from the ground from the tour operators themselves that we're seeing some movement on the EVS TAP applications. Specifically, we were seeing at first approvals of April applications, and then we were seeing a trickle of recently submitted applications being approved, one as recent as July submissions. And so this is good news. But that doesn't mean that our work stops with regards to making sure that we keep that program viable. We are excited about this news because this means customers supporting our hotel and tourism industry. The work continues. We will keep pushing hard to make sure that the program remains viable, but just thought I'd hop on here and share the news. Thank you and have a great day, CNMI.
All right, and so there you go. That's your U.S. Congresswoman. That's her message, talking about and confirming it, and she's continuing to go on. Isn't it weird how I transitioned from talking to you guys to right into the microphone? And I know it's weird. I saw the video stop. That was it. It's good because we were just talking a little bit about how great it is to have them in here. All right, hey, good morning, everybody. Let's see who we got out there today. It's great to see you guys. Luisa Cabrera, she was actually visiting the studio yesterday. That was great to see you too. Connie Park Baza over here in Guam. Great to see you too. Thanks so much for tuning in this morning. Arlene Reichen, thank you and good morning to you. And Travis, great to see you guys too. Thanks for tuning in. Man, we're going to see you guys next week as well. Looking forward to hearing some more great stuff. Folks, I don't know if you're aware of this, but NM Tech is pretty awesome. And they're giving all kinds of opportunities to folks to do some real work with their hands, get some real training, get some real certification, get out there and make all kinds of money doing some really great work in the CNMI. And their enrollment is open now. I think their next class is starting in about 3 weeks or so. So we're going to try to get them on with us next week. Talk about what's open, what kind of classes you can sign up for, and the opportunities that are just waiting for you while you're sitting at home wondering what the heck you're doing. Maybe you're at work right now like, man, I could be so much better. I could be doing so much more if I just had a few more skills. Well, NM Tech's got them for you, and you don't have to travel anywhere. It's right here in the CNMI. Anyway, that's what's going on for next week, and with you guys that are out here watching now. It's some wild stuff, man. I'll tell you what. And I see this too. This made me laugh a little bit just because I know how crazy it is to try and work your butt off for these big festivals that we have. But we just saw that there's this letter that all of a sudden, all the vendors who were out there for the Liberation, they just came up with a letter saying, hey, we paid a whole bunch just so we could have a booth fee. And now you're taxing us an extra 10% on our gross sales during the event? All right. let's get that back. So we'll see how this works out with the mayor's office. I mean, I figure everybody knew about that going in, but it's interesting. They want to see how this is going to end up working with the committee. Because I'll tell you what, if there's a tax on it, that liberation festivities and the grounds, it doesn't pay for itself. I mean, like nobody has a magical sack of money that takes care of it. So having all those events, those fireworks, all the fun stuff, that all comes at a cost, and that's got to be a part of that. But I'd love to hear if some of the folks who wrote a letter for the to the mayor's office, shoot us a letter and let us know about it. Let us see if we can, hear what you have to say about it. We'll hear from the mayor's office and the Liberation Committee. But I'll tell you what, that Liberation Committee did a great job this year. It was a lot of fun every day, every week. It was awesome. That parade was outstanding. I don't know how Tinian did it. I mean, I do. I know they packed it up on a boat, but who brings your statues with you? That's how you win. Tinian's got a winning spirit. They definitely know how to bring it. And actually, they legit brought it. They brought two statues that you would normally see out there, one over there at the House of Taga, and then the other one that's at the roundabout. They brought it with them. The only thing they didn't bring was like a kitchen sink. They brought the mayor. They brought all the elected officials, all the appointed officials, the husbands, the wives, and everybody, and they all celebrated together, and it was awesome. Hey, good morning, Phil. Great to see you. And Tobot, thanks for hopping in. Oh, he's like, hey, tariffs hit Saipan. Man, I don't know if tariffs have hit Saipan. But I can tell you what, I can still get good stuff. I can still buy good stuff here. And, we heard recently people started complaining about how long it takes to get stuff here if they're buying stuff online. And I gotta tell you, I'm just delighted that we can get stuff online. And when we do, I always figure it's gonna take a while. If you think your stuff's gonna get here like overnight, come on, like we can't be that spoiled already. Remember how it used to be? We used to be able to not get stuff here. We had to tell all these people at all these different online agencies that we exist. Hey, we're part of the U.S. postal system. I mean, you need to know that we're alive so you can ship here. Let's not get all like stinky about it. I'm happy that they're able to do it. When I'm ordering something from Amazon, I just figure it's going to take a couple months. And if it gets here in 2 weeks, I'm pretty stoked. And that seems to work just fine. That keeps me out of that negative spot. I'm okay with it. But, that's not like crucial stuff. I'm not ordering like life-giving material. But something maybe we need for the show, maybe something that we need at the house, if there's something on there. But I mean, hey, there's some places here that you're going to end up paying 4 times as much if you buy it here, and because they got a captive audience. Well, that's up to you if you want to do that. I would prefer to pay 25%. That's it. All right, Petru, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, what's this? I love that. This is from Tobai. It says, hey guys, hug and kiss your loved ones and tell them you'll love them always. Tomorrow's never promised. That's right, Tobot. You the man, dude. And Luisa with the baseball reminder. Tonight, Tonko Field, Cardinals, Phillies, 6:30. It's baseball. That's right. All the boys are back from the mini games, and action is underway again over there with the Saipan Baseball League. It's happening just about every night. Tonight's a makeup game, so you want to get down there and enjoy it. Also, tomorrow morning, in the morning, 9 o'clock, junior, senior playoffs start. Same place, and we'll have that for you, too. I mean, it's going to be wild. Oh, my goodness. Good morning, Candy Feliciano. Thanks for tuning in over there on the YouTube side. Great to see you. And we are just a couple of minutes away from getting our Secretary of Labor and all set. And so what we're going to do, we're going to take a real quick commercial. We're going to get them all set up. And so get your questions ready because they coming. All right? You guys, we'll see you with more just after this.
Got Medicaid? Paradise Dental's got you covered. We've got you covered from the moment you walk in the door with some of Saipan's best smiles. Medicaid covers your fillings, your extractions, and your checkups with no out-of-pocket expense. And Medicaid covers all of your x-rays without any additional cost to you. So remember, if you've got Medicaid, you're covered. Don't wait for a toothache. Call Paradise Dental today. come here often?
Hi, I'm Shauna Brenfleck, nurse practitioner and owner of Island Skin Solutions and Wellness Clinic. We are Saipan's only medical spa offering a wide range of services to meet your unique skincare goals. We offer exclusive medical grade skincare products that can only be purchased from a licensed medical professional. We also have the CNMI's only master esthetician who offers new patient consultations that include a mini facial tailored to your needs. Schedule your consultation today to get started on your skincare journey.
All right, welcome back, Marianas. All of a sudden, it is one tick away from 8 o'clock on Friday. That's right. I know you're already counting down the minutes to your lunch break. You're already thinking about getting out at the end of the day and thinking about, man, I got to get to World Resort early enough so I can get a good parking space for that concert tonight. I mean, that's going to be it. And how good, what is the best parking spot over there when you're going for a concert? You know it's going to be packed. Do you want to be stuck? Do you want to be the one who gets there really close? Or do you want to be the one who gets stuck trying to get out? I don't know. I like the idea of parking across the street because then after it's all done, Pep Boys Chicken is waiting for me right there, and they've got that special chaser deal. It's $10.99, and you get a mountain of chicken. I don't know how many chickens they have to hunt down for that giant plate, but they're doing great. Keep hunting those chickens, because I love them. By the way, they go great with beer. I don't know what it is about them, but they're magic together. Well, speaking of magic together, we got a dynamite team from Department of Labor in studio with us, and we couldn't be happier because you guys had a bunch of questions last time Labor was here, and this time they're like, hey, we are going to be like Hannibal Smith and B.A. Baracus. We're sending the A-team over here. We've got Manny and we've got Layla, your Secretary of Labor. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Brad.
Good morning. How you doing?
Yes.
Yeah, it is really great having you guys here. And, the amount of response that we got when we had your team in here last week was huge. And I think it pointed out a lot of things about there's people out there who got some questions about what's going on with labor. And to be fair, I mean, the guys who were coming in, they were just here to talk about the job fair, right?
Yeah.
And so, you got a couple of new guys who came in relatively new to the team. They weren't coming in with all kinds of facts and figures and stats and all that stuff. But look who's here with all the facts and figures and stats and all that stuff. Thanks so much. By the way, and I don't know if you ended up watching that one. I was probably gushing over you a little bit too hard. But Kathy is like, come on, dude, is there something like we should be telling me? I'm like, no, hey, I just think she's really good at what she does.
You're making up for that time your dog ate my phone.
My dog did eat her phone. This is true. But the good news is she couldn't call the police and get me in trouble about it. So it was all good. No, it was great. So welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
So this is Manny, and he is one of the people that work at the Employment Services Office. And he is so essential to our job vacancy systems and making sure that employers are following the rules on how they post and also making sure that they do the follow-ups after. So Manny definitely is an expert in that area. And so if we have questions about that, he will definitely be able to share. And he's also part of our job fair planning team. And so we do want to still promote the job fair today until we get some callers. And so when is our job fair?
July 25th.
July 25th, that's like next week, right?
Next week, Friday.
We have 30 businesses, employers who will be present. And then we also have other support services who will be there. So if you are an OVR client or want to become an OVR client, you can sign up on that day. WIA will also be there. So if you want to pursue training opportunities, you can sign up at the job fair as well. Or a business who wants to sign up to take part in the return on investment that WIA programs provide, we want to definitely promote that kind of collaboration, because if businesses are struggling, which I know they are right now, this is the perfect time to sign up for WIA support, because we can help with lots of different ways depending on the business and their needs.
That's great. I heard a lot about this, and like it's such a great program. I know a bunch of folks in different who have different businesses here who are like, Brad, what are you doing? You need to get this WIA program. You need to go and take advantage of them. And so I'm going to be taking advantage of it. I love the idea, and having the interns that I've got right now really helped me out. And I'm like, man, if I had these guys all the time, and I'm working out like how I'm going to be training them to do new things. They're doing a lot for me right now. And so just imagine if I had actual employees doing this kind of stuff, and you guys help out with all kinds of it, and I get to train them too.
Yes, and what's really cool is, especially in this kind of industry, you are, something that's newer, that isn't as there aren't as many opportunities in the media right now, and so you giving them this opportunity to explore this career path is so important, because we definitely need, to give our kids and anybody, not just the youth, opportunities to try industries they might have had interest but never really felt confident or sure about. And through WIA, they can provide the supports and the training. And that's what I heard a lot of callers talking about. And also I pay attention to the Facebook groups, and I see people, sharing, how can I get hired if I don't get experience? And that's where I want to, express to the businesses, we can help with the training aspect to make sure that if you do hire someone without experience, that those people could get experience through our training programs. Yeah, there's some paperwork, and maybe it does take a little bit of time, but if you put the effort in, the return on investment is absolutely worth it.
And the relationships that you get to make with these employees, and I almost said kids, but it's not just kids.
Yeah.
Like it's adults and I would have loved to have tried some of this kind of stuff if there's this kind of an opportunity when I was a kid or when I was a young adult trying to figure out what I was going to do. And you guys are really making that happen for folks, and I absolutely love it. And I'm about to take advantage of it. Like it sounds like such a great plan. I am missing out. It's not that I'm hurting my business by not working with you guys.
And it's not too late. I mean, now that you've seen how the interns can work, you can start, at least putting your name in there as a business to get yourself registered, so that when WIA gets new people who are interested in media, you're one of the first people on the list that will be like, all right, we have somebody who's already signed up. And that way we can funnel those people towards you.
You know what's really great about it too? So being able to have the interns is helpful, because I'm able to see what amount if somebody's starting from zero or if somebody's starting with a little bit, and where we can go and how long it takes to get somebody from that zero bit of experience to get them to that next spot. And so it's great. It's like a trial run for those guys. And so I'm already working on what that walk in the door package is going to be for folks. So
awesome.
I'm really excited about it. And then also to have you guys come in and talk about it, and then you can grade our ability to do this stuff.
Well, with respect to the job fair, what else do you want to share, Manny?
I just want to take this opportunity and thank all the employers that gonna be participating on this job fair, and also to just say I would like to challenge these employers to continue to hire our U.S. qualified workers, give them that opportunity, because we are hardworking people there, our people, and but at the same token, I also challenge all applicants to come in with your A game, bring your resume, and take this opportunity, because it's completely free.
And that was one of the other things for the job fair. A lot of people so it's easy to assume that people know how to do that stuff. It's easy to assume that everybody knows how to do everything on a computer, or easy to assume that everybody has access to a computer, right? And a lot of people don't. But at this job fair, people are going to help people with resumes too, right?
Yeah, we have like a section that will be set up for people to fill out their applications and also get support with the resume building. Last year and the previous year, we had such a huge number of people to show up. We had businesses who had over 100 applicants for the jobs that they had at the job fair. And while some people shared, that they didn't get called, I also asked that make sure that the employees or the prospective employees, make sure you do follow up. Like, as an employer, you want to see who's the most, active in reaching out also to do their follow-ups as well. So it's got to be a two-way street. So make sure your phones are working. Make sure you check your email. Like, that's a common thing that we hear from employers, that sometimes they don't hear from people back in time, et cetera. And so it's got to be like, a two-way street with respect to how much effort you put out there as well.
Just would like to add to that again, just like to tell applicants out there that, if you don't get hired, don't be discouraged or whatever, because that's the kind of people we are. If we fall down, we get back up. We are tough. We're resilient. So, let's just keep, that positive, drive going forward.
That's the spirit. I mean, that's it. So I remember, I don't know if it was my dad who told me about it, and it just always stuck with me. But when you apply for a job, afterwards you want to do a follow-up call, and you want to say, thanks for the opportunity for that interview, really appreciate it. Just want to call and find out if there's anything that you needed that I didn't provide to help you make your decision. Now you could kind of do that with an email, but I like the phone call is great. Even if you pop back in, that might be a little oba, but still, you could. It's about them remembering you and reconnecting with that interaction.
I don't think it's oba. Pop back in, because if they see that you're willing to come to their door and really, present yourself with that motivation, that might be what makes you stand out from the rest. And so, go in with a positive attitude and show them what you got. And then also sign up for our programs, because maybe you don't have experience, but if you sign up with WIA programs, you could go and get training at NMTI or at NMC, depending on what, pathway you want to take. But there's lots of opportunities, and both schools are collaborating also. So there's lots of ways to gain the skills so that you are more job ready, and you have something that you can sell to the business, because they want people with skills. That's the biggest challenge I see with the community sometimes, is the lack of skills. And so if you know that you don't have any skills, you got to go find some, and either take it through the courses that we have, or find other opportunities. There's so many opportunities out there.
Well, and as a prospective employer, I know I don't just want to fill a seat, right?
Yeah.
I want somebody who really wants to work for me, right? I know I want someone who wants to do this job, someone who would think this is as exciting as I do, right? That's what I would want. So if I've got somebody knocking on my door trying to get in, saying, hey, I'm coming back, I really like that interview, I really want to do this, let's do this, I would be more apt to bring that person in, bring that person on board and give them a try over somebody else who may have had a little bit more skills and stuff like that. Somebody who really wants it would be a bigger draw for me. But I love all those opportunities. So this is going to be a big deal. By the way, you guys have some reinforcements in the comment section, helping us out with all these things. Job fair is July 25th from 9 to 3 at the Marianas Beach Resort. If you guys don't know where that is, you know where it is. It's the old Hyatt. And so that's going to be great, and a great opportunity. Just maybe you're not a job seeker, but you just want to go down there. You should check it out and see what it looks like. If you're an employer and you're not involved in this, I don't know if you could still get involved in it.
We are limited in space, but you can definitely still reach out to our employment services office to sign up if you are not signed up yet. The phone number is 664-3190, or email info@dol.gov.mp, because if we have a cancellation, we will definitely reach out to you.
And if for some reason you can't get in as an employer, go down and look at it so you can see what everybody's doing. You might meet somebody right there that can fill a spot for you, and it might not even be for that day. You might not have a spot open that day. Maybe you're going to poach from one of those other employers. You never know. But at least you can see what other businesses in the CNMI are doing to try and recruit. If you're wondering why you can't get people to work for you, maybe that's why. I mean, you come out and see what some of the other things that people are doing. It's going to be a great atmosphere for everybody. I've been to job fairs before, and one of the things I walked away with, just seeing so much hope in so many people who are looking for opportunities. And you know, I would hope that everybody could get hired when they go to those things. But sometimes it's just trying to find the right puzzle piece to fit your business. Is that about sound right?
Yeah, that's always what it is. You know, like every business is different, and your chemistry and your, you know, what you guys do in your work, it will change depending on who you bring on your team. And so finding the right fit is really important. I want to also promote our website with our job board. So if you can't participate in the job fair, you can still post on our website. It is labor.cnmi.gov. And in there, there's a link that will take you to the job board. Currently, we have over 1,250 employers who have registered. We have thousands of active job vacancies that have been posted. And we have over 3,000, almost 4,000 people who have registered as applicants. So as an employer looking for people, the job board has a plethora of people waiting for someone to reach out to them as well. And so as an employer, when you register on the website, you can actually search through the profiles that people have made. In fact, I see so many of my former students who are on the job board, and so I want to thank you, former Kegman High students, and anybody who I've ever really interacted with for taking that chance to go on our job site and register. I've met a few people who've actually gotten jobs through the website as well.
Wow.
And so it's actually something that does help connect people. In the past, there was a misconception that the job board is only for businesses who are posting, looking for foreign workers, and that is absolutely not true. Our job board is open and free to the public. Anyone can post their jobs that are opening, and all of the jobs that are available to U.S. qualified workers. Employers have to give U.S. qualified workers a fair shot. And so if you are a person who's applied to one of the jobs and maybe you haven't gotten a call back, we want you to make sure that you pursue it, make sure you do your follow-up. But if you feel like you've not been given a chance, the only way that we'll ever know is that you make a complaint. Right, Manny?
Information is power.
That's right. Information is power. And for us to be able to do our jobs and do our enforcement, we won't ever know unless people actually tell us that they didn't get that fair shot. And what does that fair shot mean? For an employer, it's what they call the good faith requirement. Yes. And good faith means you don't call, a person shouldn't be calling you to say, hi, can I apply for the job? And you tell them, oh, you have to come and do your interview in 30 minutes. Like, that's not good faith, you know? You got to work it out. What's that time that meets both of your standards? Of course, reasonably, not like in a month away, but maybe in a couple days or maybe by the afternoon. But you know, a employer has to be reasonable as well. If the prospective employees, the job seekers, are experiencing that kind of a thing, we want to know. We'll never know unless someone makes a complaint. And so, if you are an employer, make sure you give that good faith. If a person doesn't have experience, use our WIA programs, because we can help with training people to get them the experience they need. But again, with the public, we won't know unless people make complaints. And we can never assume what employers are doing, because labor does not have the authority to force an employer to hire anybody. Labor only has the authority to enforce the laws that exist. And unless people are informing us that they're breaking the law, there's no way for us to, handpick which stores or which establishments to go to and do enforcement practices. I would like to point out that one of the things that we use to measure the 30% preference employment rule is called the Census of Employment. This is a required document that is for all businesses who have employees to submit on a quarterly basis on the calendar year, so that we know what are the makeup of their staff at that time. So every business in the Marianas, government, nonprofit, whatever, anybody who's employing people is required to submit this quarterly document, which includes all of the employees they have, the status they have, the number, their salary, everything. It's supposed to give us this basic information so that we can see in real time how many people are working in our workforce. Now, our compliance has a big gap right now. There's about 1,000 businesses that submit this on a quarterly basis, but we know that there's 3,000 business licenses. So we are actively working on going out to the businesses to make sure they are compliant. And so if you are a business and you have employees and you have not been submitting your quarterly census of employment, we will be coming to you and we will be coming for you. The fines can be up to $2,000 per violation. So if you're missing 4 quarters, that's $8,000 possibly. So businesses, we need your help. We need your compliance. Submit if you have employees, and if you have 0 employees, you just have to tell us one time. We have an online form, like what they shared. Sorry, Manny. Like last time that they were here, they said all of our forms are online. And so all of the documents that you need can be found on our website. You don't have to drive anywhere, but we want to know your data because that will help us be able to report whatever reports we have. And mainly, it helps us monitor that 30%. And so back to that 30%, the actual number of the ratio of U.S. workers to foreign workers in the CNMI currently is a little over 60%. So there are absolutely more U.S. workers in the workforce than foreign workers at this time. In different industries, there are different numbers. Construction, yes, there's 90% foreign workers because of the lack of skills. Lack of skills is the biggest reason why a person who is, U.S. is not hired. And so it's really important that we collect this data because it helps us monitor these numbers. And just one other thing is we can never assume who's a U.S. citizen. That was something else that I was listening to the show last time with the callers. You cannot walk into an establishment and look at the people there and assume who is a U.S. citizen. That's just absolutely wrong. You don't know what a person's status is because America is a melting pot and everybody kind of looks a little bit different. I mean, when we go to America, we don't look like we're Americans either, but we are. And so when you go into an establishment, don't ever assume that every single person in there is a foreign worker. You just absolutely don't know unless they turn in their census of employment.
So yes, Mr. Brad, like our secretary said, that's most of the common complaints that we have. Is that when they go in ODC or Chinese, Filipinos, or doing cashier jobs, but we actually check them. They actually turn out to be U.S. citizens. So yeah, I just want to share that out there that not like what our secretary said. Not everybody is foreign worker when you look at them.
Yeah, and it's not like we're requiring people to wear a badge to tell us where you're from, right? So, but there are other issues that go out there that are kind of tough. Like you said, the good faith thing, right?
Yeah.
When you say like we're hiring a certified public accountant for $7.50 an hour, you know that you're not going to get a lot of folks from here who would be a CPA to take a job as a CPA for like $7.50, but you might be able to pull them from another country and get that. So you're saying, hey, I posted this and I couldn't get anybody to apply for it.
Well, I want to just stop you there because if you are planning to hire someone from a foreign country, you have to follow the prevailing wage survey. And the prevailing wage is what is set for people coming from foreign countries. That's a common misconception. But I think that's where this is something that we don't exactly have control over since we've lost the immigration, access. And with respect to the prevailing wage, that's something that actually took over the unemployment numbers that we used to be able to collect. Now, labor never did this survey. This survey was conducted by Commerce, and it was done for many years. The last time this labor force survey was done was in 2017. That was the survey that would tell us our unemployment rate. Right now, we have not had that survey done except for during the census, because the unemployment rate was not a survey that is done by labor.
All right. So one moment. We've got a phone call that came in. Hafidades on Tiro. Thanks for calling the show. Who's this?
This is a business owner, and I'd rather stay anonymous.
Okay.
And so, as I'm watching the show, somebody touched a very, very good issue about workers. Some applicants, when they look for a job, they will get into the business establishments, and when they see immigrants workers, we get harassed, and we're told that we're only hiring CWs and those, and not U.S. workers. I just like to share that not every Chinese, Korean, Bangladesh, or what have they are all non-immigrants. They are green card holders and they are U.S. eligible workers. So I just wanted to share that point because as an employer, sometimes we get harassed that you're only hiring non-immigrant and what about us? I mean, they get their status and so they become an employee. And regardless whether they're CW or not, applicants just respect each other, That's all. Thank you.
Well, thanks so much. Thanks so much for your call and for passing that along. And it's a really good perspective for everybody to hear that. So thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
So yeah, that is like something that I definitely am glad that an employer was able to call in to share, because it is something that I often hear. And, I get to see the data and I can see things and I'm like, wow, it's pretty amazing, like how you can assume, but you really shouldn't, because you never know what people's statuses are, truly. Yeah.
Well, but I have also seen, so here's another one, when you see the JVAs, and like there's a job that's open up this year, and it's for some managerial position somewhere, and they want 4 years of experience for that person. Next year, that job opens up, they want 5 years experience for that person. So they keep adding for the person that they've got every single year so they can renew the person that they've already got.
Well, unfortunately, those are things that are beyond our control. The Office of Foreign Labor Certification is the office that approves any CW permit requests. And as long as the employer is following the ONET rules, which include the different categories of experience, I think, there's a level.
Yes, the job zone, depending on the job zone, the qualifications, because sometimes it's a range. They're asking for like 6 to 8 years, so the employer can, put in that numbers within that range, as long as they fall within the ONET.
And unfortunately, we don't have control over those rules. Those are rules set by the federal government. Right. And while I disagree with a lot of rules like that, like what Director Kiyoshi mentioned in the last show too, was some things like a dishwasher requiring 3 months. I honestly argue with that. I've argued with the Office of Foreign Labor Certification on that, because that's something that's so simple. Like, how can we not hire a dishwasher with 0 experience? That just doesn't seem reasonable to me. But because we are not in charge of immigration, we cannot control who employers hire. Like, that is not our role. Our role is to ensure that employers follow the law. And as long as they are following the law, federal and local, then there's not much we can do. Mm-hmm. And so even the 30%, to be honest, I've been told by our AG when I first joined this team, because I was trying to do some research and just trying to understand the laws that was guiding our work, about the 30%. And they told me that it could be considered unconstitutional, because if we have if we don't have control over immigration, who are we to say how many people can be coming in and working for different businesses? So the fact that there is a preference law that is at minimum 30%, is something that maybe doesn't exist in other places that are U.S., because U.S. law does not really dictate what the makeup of a business's employment is. In America, that does not happen.
Mm-hmm. So yes, I just wanna just share this experience, Brad. Those are one of my challenges, in getting our U.S. workers getting employed. Like our secretary said, for example, a commercial cleaner, they won't hire the applicant because they don't have that in their resume as an experience. So what I do is I even ask the employer, I said, do you have a commercial cleaner in your resume? And they said no. Then I said, can you vacuum? Can you mop? They say yes. They said, these applicants, they also do this at home. Give them that opportunity. Where's the preference here? Mm-hmm. Then, they'll hire the applicants from there.
Yeah, and so our role is to make sure that businesses stay within the line of the law. Right. And we need job seekers' help too sometimes in flagging things like that, because if we don't know, then how can we, do our outreach? But we do hear these common things, and we do try our best to address them in the different ways that we can. Our enforcement team has been doing its best to go out and address, especially the Census of Employment, data issues. But in general, unless there's a complaint, there's no way we'd ever know.
I know a lot of folks that I've spoken with have said that when they see the when they were talking about job stuff, and I would mention something about the JVAs, they're like, yeah, but that's just for the. They just put that out there as the requirement so they can get the person from off island.
Well, if that is the way the business is working, the requirement is that they have to give U.S. workers a preference in at least giving them a shot. Because one of the requirements after a business posts is that they're supposed to submit something that's called the Declaration of Employment. And that document should include every person who was U.S. that they interviewed and give a little explanation for why they did or did not hire them. If they hired a U.S. person, then they don't have to submit that document. But if they did not hire a U.S. person, it is something that we do monitor. And so, for example, when businesses are trying to get a certificate of good standing, that's a document that's used to make sure that they are in compliance with labor laws. And they often will use that document to get contracts for, federal contracts or government contracts. And if they have not submitted their declaration, we don't give them the certificate of good standing. Like, it is a barrier if they don't submit and do their part to follow the law. Now, for example, if somebody, a job seeker, complained and said, I tried to interview with so-and-so and they didn't blah, 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 we can look at the declaration and see if that person's name was even on the list. And if they aren't, then we're going to send our enforcement out after that business, because that's obviously showing not a good faith. And they're not giving U.S. Status qualified workers a chance.
So what happens, is there any recourse for that person who doesn't get the interview, or if they get the interview, they don't get hired, but they are qualified? Because, what they end up doing, if the employer already knew who they wanted and they were stacking the deck to get that person in, but there is somebody who's qualified to get it and they opt to not get that person, is there a way, what is the cure for this? Does that person get hired?
Great question.
Yeah.
There is a process. Again, you can do everything online on our website, labor.cnmi.gov. In the administrative hearing section, there is complaint forms. And if you truly feel that you were not given preference, there is a box to check there. You have to explain your reasoning and really push your case. Why do you think that you should have been hired instead of whatever? And submit that to the administrative hearing office. We also have a form that can waive the fees. This is a small fee for filing a complaint. Basically, file a complaint, and then it will give our enforcement a lead to begin to look into that. And it could mean that that business has to pay that person up to 6 months of restitution for not giving them that chance. It all goes through the administrative hearing process. I am not as well versed in all of those things, so I probably can't answer as many questions specifically about that, but that is the recourse. And yes, people have gone that way.
Well, so that's good, because I would imagine if they were forced to then hire you, there could be some animosity at the office place, and that's not what anybody's going for any of this.
No, and so it's, really for a business, it's cheaper to hire local than to pay all these fees to get somebody from off island. It's actually also, you can get a better return on investment if you, invest in that person, not only hire them, but sign them up for WIA courses and get them some training. Because if you're a business owner, especially 2029 is just around the corner, what are you actually doing to fulfill your workforce? Because we're going to have to rely on this Congress in America to make a decision about our workforce. I don't know about you, but they don't really look very kindly on the immigration things, and we are bringing in workers. They look at that as immigration. So I would really consider looking at how you can build your workforce locally now, because when 2029 comes, who knows what's going to happen.
So what do you say to these big companies? I'm purposely being vague, right? So I'm not singling anybody out.
A lot of those companies have a lot of U.S. workers by now. Honestly, I can tell you that there's some big hotels, 100% local. Again, you cannot assume who's local based on the way they look. But I'll tell you, a lot of the big businesses, I won't name names, but a lot of the big businesses that we often frequent, 100% local.
Which is great. But I can tell you, I've heard directly from the horse's mouth.
And local doesn't mean Chamorro Carolinian. Local means U.S. qualified. So whatever they are is local, higher.
We have another caller that came in. Halfadades Antiro, thanks for calling the show. Who's this?
Half a day, Mr. Brad.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Brad, I just want to give a shout out to, I'm watching the show. I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Manny and Miss Layla. And I want to give a shout out to them and thank them. I just want to share that I was 2 months back. I was just I've been in the workforce for many years, and just recently I was out of job, and I was working in hotels, and I've been in a management position as well. But just recently, it's been very hard to find a job, and I applied through the a website, the Department of Labor website, where they had a job vacancy announcement, and I applied through there. And so I just come to learn so much more about the employer and the employee, and how they treat, how employers treat people that are seeking for jobs. Because this is where I get to know Manny, because I went in one week. I would go through many interviews, and some of these interviews were very amazing, but some of the interviews that I went through was more like these employers are just kind of using me to fulfill their requirements for labor, but have no intention of hiring people. So, especially one that I went to, they didn't ask me my name or anything. They just asked me, "Do you have this certificate?" I said, "No, I don't have that certificate, but you saw my resume. I guess that's why you called me." And then she said, "Well, if you don't have this certificate, then you're not qualified." So I came back and I called, and I know that we as citizens and people that are seeking for jobs have rights. We are protected by labor law. So I called, and I was speaking to Manny, and Manny helped me out. And so I came through, and I found out that, these people have no intention of hiring. They just, want to put out these job vacancy announcements, but have no intention of hiring. And also, so Manny helped me out, and in just 1 month time span, I was able to land a job. Manny followed up with me. And not only that, I want to give a shout out to Layla, because me and one of my friends were looking for a job. So I found the company called me, and first they called me and said, "No, we're not hiring you." And then Manny followed up on them, and they were able to hire me. So I told my friend about it. I told him, "Hey, you call Manny." And my friend didn't call Manny, but she emailed Layla. I was like, "Wow, man, So Layla was right away respond and took care of the thing. And my friend today is working as well, just a couple of days after that email. And I would just want to give a shout out to the Department of Labor, the employees, and all your hard jobs. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your persistence.
Thank you.
Good job, Manny.
Good job, sir.
Yeah, that was awesome to hear. Hometown heroes.
Well, that's why it's so important for people who are looking to do that follow-up. And again, if you don't feel like you're being given a real good chance, you can feel that interview is just a formality for them, call us, because we want to make sure that we push that employer to do the right thing. We know that it's something that's coming up, and we need to, get our people into these jobs. But again, we can't force employers to hire people. We can only make sure that they stay within the line of the law.
And so how about when people do put out those JVAs, are you guys the ones, do you monitor what the prevailing wage goes out there as? Like if
Good question. So prevailing wage is a big part of hiring a foreign worker. And this is where I want Manny to share about knowing your rights. But one thing I will say is that if an employer hires someone who is a foreign worker, they have to pay them the prevailing wage. Like they have to. And the prevailing wage is a survey that is put out by Commerce on an annual basis. And so all businesses usually get a survey around February or March to put their information in about their wages, and that data is put together by Commerce, and then the prevailing wages are established. Some job titles might use prevailing wage numbers from other places because we don't have enough data to say this is the CNMI prevailing wage. So some of the prevailing wage numbers are skewed. So for an employer, you have to follow that no matter what. And that's not up to us. That's a federal government rule. And the one thing that we see happening, but we don't have jurisdiction on, is that if an employer hires somebody with a job title the same as a U.S. local worker or U.S. qualified worker, they have to pay them the prevailing wage as well, not the minimum wage. Those issues are something that not everybody knows their rights about, and that's something that we want to encourage people to check out. If you have people that have the same title as you, you should be being paid by the same rate. Now, contractually and the dates and all that, I can't speak to that. You might need lawyers to give you more specifics, but that's an issue that more people need to know about so that they can protect themselves as well.
Now, does that just go for the rate, or does that go for the overall compensation package?
That's a good question. I'm not quite sure. I just know as far as the wage rate, as far as the compensation package and benefits.
Anything that's you being advertised out there applies to the U.S. worker. The terms and conditions that you put on the job vacancy applies to the applicant. The terms and conditions that you put on the job vacancy. Yeah. So you cannot say this, and then when the applicant is hired, you're not gonna give this. Everything that applies in that job vacancy, should go applies to the applicant.
Yes.
U.S. worker.
So for a business, when you're hiring foreign, you actually are spending more in general because you have to pay all the fees and you have to pay that higher wage. And so that's something that we don't have the authority to set. Those are federal rules, but we monitor. And so the job vacancies that are posted, we ensure have all of those requirements. But those requirements are also approved previously by the Office of Foreign Labor Certification, and we just ensure that they are posting in the right timelines.
So you've been there for a little while now. You get to see things. Maybe you have an idea about this answer. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But one of those things that I've heard from from some of the bigger employers is that we don't have enough local workforce to get all these jobs, so we have to have these CWs and all that stuff. Is that an accurate statement?
Yes. For example, just in healthcare, we had over 220 postings for nursing just last year. The NMC graduated like maybe 30 students, okay? 30 compared to 200 of the need. And that's just, there's more than that. That's just nursing. That's not including all the other healthcare positions. So there is absolutely a need, and that's usually in the skilled workforce. Nursing, construction, installation, maintenance, and repair. Those are the highest areas where we need foreign workers because we don't have enough skilled workers. Even if you took every graduate who got the skills, we can't meet the demand that the businesses have.
That's true.
Yeah.
So you mentioned construction. So let's just say I am out of work. I would love to get in construction. The guys at the construction places are like, well, you don't know what you're doing. I know you said there's money for training, but what could I do as a job seeker without the skills for construction and without the money to just go teach myself?
That's a great question. What's really nice is our scholarship offices provide scholarships now to take classes at NMTI. The chamber actually had a scholarship that was specific to NM Tech. And so people that want to take classes at NM Tech should definitely take advantage of the scholarships. I know that very few people apply for the scholarship for NM Tech, but it's one of those things that is available and more people need to take advantage of. And we will be having programs directly about construction again in the future. We had 3 cohorts of construction pre-apprenticeship that led to internships and some employment based on whoever decided they liked it. Pre-apprenticeship is great too because maybe you go in there thinking, yeah, construction, and then you get there and you're like, oh no, construction. And so, it gives you a chance to test the field out if it is something that you like. And if you don't, you can just switch to another another content area or industry, but at least explore them, because construction, there's so many jobs in construction and anybody can do it, man or woman, it doesn't matter. And there's good money in construction, really, really good money in construction.
Yes,
Truly.
especially the folks who have the real skills for it too.
Gotta have the skills.
And so now there's a way to get them. Awesome. All right.
Well, I want Manny to share some rights. Is that okay? Like people to know what their rights are.
Yes.
Okay, so again, like our secretary said, the preferential clause, that that's the rights of our U.S. workers out there. So that's the purpose why all these job vacancies are being advertised, because it's a requirement that when you're gonna hire, renew foreign workers, the first thing you have to do is advertise that for U.S. workers to apply. So when you feel that your preferential rights are violated, come in and see us, call us. Like I said, information is power. So,
that's right.
Yeah. And I was sharing earlier again, if you apply for a job and you didn't get hired, like I said, don't be discouraged, because there's a lot of people that are applying for jobs out there. Sometimes there's just one opening and just like 10 applicants applying. The thing is, we cannot tell the employer which U.S. citizen to hire. They choose who they think that best fits the job. So if there's 10 and they hire one, I have to deal with the 9 and try and help them again with other jobs. Yeah.
Someone mentioned in the comments about nepotism. I want to just say that labor focuses on the private sector. We do not work with the government sector except for collecting the data on the Census of Employment. And so with respect to general nepotism out in the workplace, again, we cannot force or dictate who businesses will hire. We just make sure they follow the line of the law. And there is no law related to exactly nepotism in the private sector. As long as they are following the rules of any foreign labor requirements or labor rules in the law, but generally
and
that's
just to put out there, we also have our U.S. Department of Labor here in Saipan. So if you feel like you're being discriminated, you want to file with EEOC, they can go with the U.S. Department of Labor. Yeah.
So there was a comment also that was talking about like that it seems a bit unreasonable to have a fee for filing a complaint. What are the fees? I know you said there's even a way to help with some of that too.
Yeah, there's a form that is there to waive the fee. I can't speak on why there is a fee. That was there before I got there, and so I don't know why there's a fee. There's fees for everything, as far as like when you start an administrative process, there's things that have to be done. But as long as you fill out the waiver, there's no problem.
Great. We have a question from Zoom. Says, do employers have to follow their start date of employment, or can they just hire and start right away, or is that only in the control of the employer?
If it is a foreign worker, then they have to follow the foreign rules, the foreign labor certification rules. I do not know them. The CW rules, that I do not know them personally. But as far as in the private sector and you hire a U.S. qualified worker, the business can decide whatever they want, like how they decide to start date or scheduling and things like that. We are actually in the process of working with the legislature to rewrite some of these regulations. A lot of the regulations that exist currently are very outdated. They have a lot of immigration functions, even though we have no immigration authority anymore. And one of those things that you mentioned, Zoom, or one of the things I wanted to update is what you mentioned, to make sure that employers give reasonable time for employees to plan their lives. And so it is not a law or rule yet, but I would like to improve some of those rules so that employers give employees a little more reasonable timelines as far as like your schedule. You need to know it at least, how many days in advance versus 30 minutes beforehand. That's kind of unreasonable.
Completely unreasonable,
yeah,
right?
I think.
And most people, I don't think I've ever been asked to say, hey, can we get you in here in like 30 minutes?
Yeah, like that seems very, suspect.
And imagine if it's somebody who doesn't have a vehicle, trying to arrange transportation, drop everything, take a shower, not to, all that stuff, so that they can write, the person was late.
To me, that's not good faith.
Yeah.
That's not good faith.
So So that's a big deal, is making sure that people are doing it in good faith. I just want to go back to that thing about the fee real quick. Sure. So you said that there is something on the fees where they can ask for a waiver, but do you get a lot of complaints? Are there a lot of complaints? Are there a lot of is there a lot of income that comes in from these fees for that one in particular?
Great question. No, we actually, I don't think we've collected any fees for that. Do we get a lot of complaints? No, we don't really get very many complaints. We have some, but we don't have like overwhelming complaints. And maybe we'll get some more from this show, but I'm okay with that. We want more people to tell us when things aren't going right, because maybe that can help us hold those employers accountable. And there's a lot of great employers out there. I do want to say that. Like, we have a lot of great businesses who are doing the right thing, and there's just that handful that may not. As far as the compliance gap, a lot of businesses just don't know what they're required to do, because there's not like a one-step pager that tells them all the different rules. Like, the only way you'd know is if you went and read all the CNMI laws, which I'm not sure a lot of people are doing. And so one of the things we're trying to do to help employers is to include a list of all the different requirements that would be just part of the the business license application. We're not there yet. They already said yes, so it should be showing up on the application soon, just like the, what's that extra, the insurance, workman's comp. That's part of the application. Mm-hmm. That's part of a commerce requirement. So we want to just be that extra page that you download for the business license that reminds you as a business, these are all the requirements for labor, so that you can stay in compliance.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we want to help people be in compliance. We're not trying to, break people down. We just want fairness in the job.
I want to say something about that too, or ask you about that too, but just to knock out my last couple questions about that fee thing.
Sure.
One, do you think that possibly, if you're not getting a lot of complaints, that could be an obstacle for some folks? And number two, you mentioned that not sure why it's there. It's there, and you're not getting a lot of complaints. Is that something you guys are able to remove, or is that at a different level for who assesses those fees?
So, Brad, regarding the complaints, most of the common complaints that they receive at the office is that, when they apply for a job, that employers will not get back to them or no. So when I follow up, I do find out that the employer actually did hire one U.S. worker. So what I told them is that, if you did hire one U.S. worker, at least, we can communicate that to all other applicants, that at least thanking them and telling them that the position has been filled by another U.S. worker. So at least it's just the communication right now. So, I encourage employers to do that or applicants that are applying. If you did hire a U.S. worker, at least get back to them and let them know.
As far as the fee, and if it is a barrier, the form that is for the waiver is right under the complaint form. It's like the second form there. So I don't think that it is, but I also haven't received any major feedback from someone saying I didn't make a complaint because I couldn't afford the fee. Mm-hmm. If I did get that more often, then I would just direct them to that form. I need to replace our administrative hearing officer currently. We have a job vacancy at Department of Labor.
Oh, here you go.
We're looking for someone to replace our administrative hearing officer, which is an important component to the complaint process. We have outside counsel support right now, so complaints are being handled, but having someone in-house will then allow me to work on changing some of these processes. Because I'm not an administrative hearing officer, I do not feel comfortable to go into that office and change things as it stands right now, because I am not the expert. Mm-hmm. But when my new person gets hired, whoever they may be, please apply, then we will be able to work with them to work on any changes that the office may need. Prior to that, the person who was there did a really excellent job in updating the forms and making them a lot more user-friendly. As an education, person, I see sometimes forms can be really overwhelming, and our comprehension sometimes isn't strong, and what does this mean? But we've redesigned the forms to make them as easy as possible for any level of reader, even a language learner, so that they can fill out the form as easy as possible for their need. And that includes the waiver form. So it's really short and sweet. And if you do have problems, please reach out to us. info@labor. What's our email address?
.gov.mp.
Yeah, info.labor.gov.mp. Or info, let me get this right. info.dol.gov.mp. We'd love to hear from you if you have a problem with our forms.
So I know you work with a lot of the employers. Do you when you bring up issues with them that they've had, do you find that a lot of them are really willing to work with you to change what they're doing?
Yes, I do. Some are, like try to come up with whatever, but I always stick to what the law calls for.
That's right. He interacts with more businesses than I do, really. And so I just want to thank you, Manny, for all your hard work and helping people out in our community. And community, please keep reaching out to us. Work with Manny if you really need help. He can really help you guide your way. And so sign up.
Yeah, I mean, somebody literally is watching the show to call to say thank you for helping them get their job, Manny. Yeah. That means you helped their family. You help them. You help them with everything. You help the economy. You help because of the taxes and all that stuff. And that's just one person who is watching. Now we got to get the rest of them to watch the show. That's the most important part. But really, I mean, just that it's not just a regular job that you have. You have makes a huge difference in the community. It's got to feel pretty cool.
Yeah, thank
you. How about anything else that you guys want to hit? I know we could talk about, again, before you guys go, the job fair again, give it another plug.
Yes, so job fair, July 15th, what time?
9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
At the Marianas Resort, right? Or
Marianas Beach Resort.
Beach Resort, sorry, I'm still getting used to it. The former Hyatt, Marianas Beach Resort, 9 to 3 p.m. Last time we were there, the line was out the door, pretty much the first 4 hours. It was a lot of people. We had over 700 people come to the first 2 job fairs. I anticipate we will have more. We will have the same amount of businesses. OPM will also be there, so there will be government jobs. CUC will be there. We have private sector going to be there. I mean, we have a large group of employers ready to see. How many job openings? That one I can't be sure of yet, but we will be having surveys. So if you are a job seeker and you are going to come to our job fair, we have a survey that we really want you to fill out because it'll help us see what is our success rate. How many people actually get hired? We will be looking into those numbers in the next months. We will be following up with the employers to find out how many people did you hire from the job fair, things like that. So we hope to be able to give you a response to some of those questions in the next face-to-face that we have.
All right, great. Hey, we have another caller come in, familiar voice to the show. So thanks so much for calling. We have Jimbo Rayfan on the phone.
Hi, Jimbo.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I don't know if you guys can hear me, but and I hope I'm not cutting in at that time, but I was so excited about what y'all are talking about. I had to call in and plug NMC, which was kind enough to hire me recently. So I work over here at NMC, and I wanted to plug, sort of the connection with what you guys are talking about. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we hear you. Yes, we can
hear
you.
Loud and clear.
Okay, right on, man. So good morning, by the way. Nice to see you all.
Good morning.
So there's a lot of talk about the skills development and, developing credentials to get hired. And what better way than to sign up for NMC for the classes. Layla, you mentioned the nursing program. That's one example. But we certainly have a lot of classes both academic and we have the CDI program that does a lot of short-term certification programs. So I didn't want to let this morning go by without at least plugging us, and we'll be at the job fair as well.
Thank you, Jimbo. Yes, and there are so many certification programs that are short-term that are offered at the CDI, at NMC, and of course there are other programs. Business program is actually one of their most successful. When I look at their job placement rates for the business degree, 100% job placement rate from NMC. So if you're getting a business degree at NMC, you will get a job when you're done. Honestly, community, what I want to express the most is if you don't have skills, you need to invest in yourself. Because the only way for you to really be able to, level up your ability to find a job that's going to really take care of you and your family, you got to find some skills that will help you be able to sell your skill development to other employers. And so please take advantage of the scholarships that are out there. Take advantage of the programs that are out there. They are there for you to help you. with WIA, there are other pieces that can be supportive, like transportation, childcare. There's even stipends for certain programs. And so look into what WIA can offer, because it can really help you find your path and find that way to help your family.
That's great. And Jimbo, what a great win for NMC getting you on the team. That's pretty awesome. What do you do?
I'm definitely the big winner in this, man. You know, talk about great employers. This place is wonderful. The people here are great, and we're really all here. Everybody here is committed to this idea of developing everybody's skills, right? Developing whatever their knowledge base and credentialing them, getting them ready for the workforce. So I didn't know the 100% stat on the degree recipients, but I'm not surprised, man. They're cranking out some wonderful people out of this place.
I heard there's a soft skills program now too.
You know, I don't want to speak to that because I'm just not familiar enough, but I believe there might be.
Yeah, I met Monique yesterday, and she mentioned that there's also a soft skills program. And soft skills are those skills that are often assumed people have, but not everybody has. And that's basic, like customer service, learning how to use computers, different kinds of things that will help you with interacting and working with customers. And so, yeah, you should definitely look into all these programs at NMC, CDI, and NM Tech, and any other programs that we have. Take advantage. Thank you, Jimbo.
Thank you, guys. And I'll just quote you, but you got to have the skills, what you said earlier, and NMC is there to provide it in more ways than one. So thank you. Hopefully, Brad, maybe you can get our CDI. Layla mentioned Monique. Maybe she'll be happy to go on there and talk about some of those programs that we have. But thank you, guys. Thank you for letting me jump in.
Oh, no, that's great. Thanks so much for calling, Leso. Hey, what are you doing over there? Are you teaching a fishing adjunct?
So I'm hoping to help set up a fishing class, but no, right now I'm in the admissions and records office and in charge partly of enrollment. So part of my role includes recruitment. Right, we are trying to recruit as many people as we can. Hence why it made sense for me to jump in here and really plug this place. You know, we want to see our enrollment numbers go up, and we're doing everything we can to accommodate whatever numbers we get.
Well, just hiring Jimbo Rayfan, that's going to bring a lot of people. You're going to get a bump off of your enrollment right away.
I wish that was true, but
hey,
thank you guys.
Thanks so much for the call.
Right on. I'll see you guys later.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. All right, well, hey, that's good. I got to learn something new about one of my friends got in a new spot over there, a good member of the community, too. Man, I want to say thank you guys. Did we hit everything that you guys wanted to hit today? Because if not, you can always come back.
We will be happy to come back, right?
Yeah, sure. So I just want to...
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I just want to give this advice again to our applicants, you know, for the resume, to, you know, bring your resume, bring your A game, and you got this.
That's right. And then job seekers also, please check your email. We send you updates directly in your email. So if you've registered on our website and you are somebody who's an applicant, we will email you. So please check your email.
All right. And, you know, I saw, speaking of the email, that's a big deal. JJ mentioned something about that in the comments way at the beginning. He said he almost missed the job interview. He said 13 years ago, my boss once told me before I was hired, don't put an email if you're not going to check it.
That's right.
And he's checked his email every day since she hired him, and he almost missed that job interview because of it. So there you go. Check that email and make sure you get those messages.
That's right. Check the email and make sure you come. Job fair, July 25th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
That's right.
And now you don't even have to be at home waiting by the phone. You can have your cell phone with you. Well, I mean, if you got one. So anyway, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Manny, thanks so much, Layla. Thanks for being here.
No problem.
You guys just brought a whole lot of knowledge to our community and answered some good questions in the comments and on the phone. So look forward to having you back on again.
All right.
All right, guys. So that's Good Morning Marianas. It is 9:01 over here. What we're going to do, we're going to take a real quick break. We come back, we're going to get you the latest update from the Associated Press, and then we're going to start prepping. You know, hey, what are we going to do for that concert tonight? That should be a lot of fun, right? All right, guys. We'll be back with more for you right after this.
Yay.
Got Medicaid? Paradise Dental's got you covered. Got you covered from the moment you walk in the door with some of Saipan's best smiles. Medicaid covers your fillings, your extractions, and your checkups with no out-of-pocket expense. And Medicaid covers all of your x-rays without any additional cost to you. So remember, if you've got Medicaid, you're covered. Don't wait for a toothache. Call Paradise Dental today. Come here often.
Hi, I'm Shauna Brenfleck, nurse practitioner and owner of Island Skin Solutions and Wellness Clinic. We are Saipan's only medical spa offering a wide range of services to meet your unique skincare goals. We offer exclusive medical grade skincare products that can only be purchased from a licensed medical professional. We also have the CNMI's only master esthetician who offers new patient consultations that include a mini facial tailored to your needs. Schedule your consultation today to get started on your skincare journey.
Hundreds of people were treated for heat-related illnesses at the Rock the Country Music Festival in Kentucky. I'm Ed Donahue.
And Indiana Fever's Caitlin Clark is out of All-Star Weekend after injuring her right groin on Tuesday night. I'm Marcela Sanchez, AP News. AP News, I'm Marcela Sanchez. The House came to a standstill as Republican concerns over the increasing pressure to release the Jeffrey Epstein files complicated the passage of another bill. President Trump's push to cut over $9 billion in funding for public broadcasting and foreign aid. Speaker Mike Johnson huddled privately with key Republicans, working to come up with a solution that could include a resolution supporting the release of credible files related to Epstein. Meanwhile, protests and events against Trump's policies have started today. AP correspondent Haya Panjwani reports.
Protests and events against the Trump administration's mass deportations, cuts to Medicaid, and other safety nets for poor people have started at more than 1,600 locations around the country. Organizers of the Good Trouble Lives On National Day of Action in honor of the late Congressman John Lewis say that more than 160,000 people have confirmed plans to participate, but they expect the turnout into the hundreds of thousands. The phrase Good Trouble was coined by the late congressman who helped lead civil rights protest marches in the 1960s. The protests are being held along streets, at courthouses, and other public spaces. Organizers are calling for them to be peaceful. I'm Haya Panjwani.
The U.S. is pulling back on commentary and criticism of elections in other countries. New guidance issued today instructs embassies and consulates abroad to refrain from issuing statements that invoke any particular ideology, adding that what they say must be in line with Trump's position that the U.S. will respect the sovereignty of all foreign nations. And a judge in Idaho has lifted a sweeping gag order in Brian Kohberger's quadruple murder case. Earlier this month, he pleaded guilty to the stabbing deaths of 4 students back in 2022 to avoid a potential death sentence. This is AP News. AP correspondent Ed Donahue reports fans of the Steve Miller Band can blame the weather for missing his concerts.
Steve Miller has canceled his U.S. tour. The reason? Severe weather.
Some people call me the space cowboy.
The 81-year-old Miller says extreme heat and unpredictable flooding poses a danger to his band, fans, and crew.
I wanna fly like an eagle.
Steve Miller's tour was supposed to start next month and run through November. Stops included New York, Tennessee, Florida, and California. Last month, the Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival in Tennessee was canceled partway through because of heavy rainfall. Last week, hundreds of people were treated for heat-related illnesses at the Rock the Country Music Festival in Kentucky. I'm Ed Donahue.
And Indiana Fever's Caitlin Clark is out of All-Star Weekend after injuring her right groin on Tuesday night. I'm Marcela Sanchez, AP News.
Half a day, golfers. It's Hanmi's 40th anniversary, and you're invited to the 23rd annual Hanmi Charity Classic Golf Tournament on Saturday, July 26th at Elevate Golf and Resort, West Course. Cash, cars, and other incredible prizes with our popular blackjack double payorio format. Anyone can win. Only $130 or $110 if you register before July 11th. Awards luncheon and our awesome raffle at the course. And a portion of our proceeds will benefit the good work of the Commonwealth Cancer Association. So register today at Laulau, and we'll see you on Saturday, July 26th. From your friends at Hanmi, building a stronger Commonwealth with you since 1985.
Okay, we'll still send it code 3.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call CrimeStoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care. All right. Welcome back, Marianas. It is 911. That's right. It's 911. That's who you would call if you've got an emergency or if you want to report a crime or something in the CNMI. But did you know you could also call 234-7272 for Crime Stoppers? That's right. Whenever we post that they're looking for the bad guys. It is CrimeStoppers that is there for you. And they want to do that. They want to get your information. They're not interested in your name, and they want to help fight crime here in the CNMI using the information that you got. And if the information that you have leads to an arrest, you can get paid up to $1,000. How do they do that? How really? They're not writing you a check. They're not asking for your photo ID. They're not doing any of that. But they will they will be able to get you information so that you can get that actual payment. How do they do it? Cloak and dagger stuff. Sometimes they drop it somewhere just for you. It's really good. So it was outstanding that we're able to get them on board and help promote the crime fighters of the Marianas through that. So great to have it. I want to say thanks to the folks from Labor for joining us this morning. The Department of Labor was joining us for the first part of the show, if you guys missed it. It was a great opportunity for you to get some info. Remember, the job fair is coming up. It's on July 25th from 9 to 3 over at the Marianas Beach Resort. That's the old Hyatt. And last time they had it, again, there was a line out the door for hours of people who are really interested in this. So if you're an employer, if you are a job seeker, let's say prospective employee, this is the place where you want to go. By the way, you can call Employment Services at DOL. It's 670-322-0996. This is such a great opportunity, guys. Don't miss it. It's going to be the job fair. It's going to be a lot of fun, and that's going to do it. That's going to do it for us for this week. Watch for us. We're going to have, it's not going to be live later today, but we do have an interview set up with the Air Force later today. That's going to be this afternoon. And then we're also going to try to get them into the studio next week. So it should be a lot of fun. Remember, July 21st, that's Monday, is the Pet a Jet Day. That is the big community day. Did I put this on the screen? I don't think it did. But let me get it for you real quick. It's Community Day and kapow. Let's get this. I have this thing. Let's just save it and put it on here for you. Oh my gosh. We've got all these jets are going to be here? You're kidding. All right, here we go. Where's my main screen? And let's get that on there. And we're just going to call it Jet. Right? Boom. Jet. And we'll put this on there because this is really cool. Where is it? Great. I like how the music just kind of stops out right there, like totally. All right, here we go. Come on, you. Downloads. There we go. I'm going to move that off to the side a little bit. We'll move me over to the side a little bit. So this is it. Saipan Community Day. It's at the airport field. Or not airport field, but it's at the actual airport. It is on Monday from 11 to 2. Completely open to the public. And someone was asking me about it yesterday. They're like, hey, how do they do that? I'm like, you walk in through the security gate. So it's really cool. They've got the the C-130. Okay, so that is your big propeller plane. That's what you're looking up there at the top. You've got the Jolly Green 2. That's a big old helicopter. You got the F-16 Fighting Falcon. That is Doug Masters. Yes, that is Iron Eagle right there underneath the C-130. The F-22 Raptor, the most badass jet fighter on the planet. Only one country has it. That's us, baby. And it is pretty cool. F-35 Lightning II, amazing stealth multi-role aircraft that can do all these different things. It is not as awesome as the Raptor, but holy cow, it's pretty cool too. By the way, so that is the sleek look for the F-16. That's the original look. Now they got these bulky things on the sides. That's what I really want to ask. I know they got like a communication suite and all this other stuff in there. But look at like that design for the F-16 was amazing. They had me when when Doug Masters went to go and rescue his dad in Iron Eagle 2. I all of a sudden was like, I want to be a F-16 guy. I want to be like Doug Masters. I want to be one of the Eagles. I want to go rescue Chappie. All right, but anyway, it's going to be there. I don't know if I've seen F-16s. I don't know if I've seen them up close. So it's definitely worth checking out. I really want to see it. F-16 is just an awesome plane. The F-35 and the F-22, they're the futuristic bad butts. You know, like that's the really cool one. But man, there's just something about it. Like just like those F-14 Tomcats from the original Top Gun. That was pretty cool. Like I love those designs and all that stuff as a kid. Little nostalgia. But like the F-16, I mean, that's like 70s technology that's out there that I think they started flying in the 80s. When did the F-16 start? This is what we're talking about before we go. We're just going to close the show. But F-16. Yeah, it was made by General Dynamics. Introduced in 1978. First flight, 1974. Maybe that's why I like it. Because I started in 1974. Just me. So that's pretty cool. All right, guys. That's going to wrap us for the day. That was a great show. I'm glad that you guys were a part of it. Jeez, that was loud. So that's going to be it for us. But we'll be back again Monday morning, just like we are every day. Monday through Friday is Good Morning Marianas, the #1 morning show here in the Marianas. Can you believe it? True story. And it's great that you guys are a part of it. So thanks to everybody who watched. Thanks to you guys for commenting. Thanks for the phone calls today. And just thanks for being there. Remember, there's baseball tonight. The Cardinals and the Phillies. That is taking place at Tonco Field. Hold on. Nice. Just got another message rolled in. It's hilarious. And also, the junior-senior playoffs get started tonight as well. Louisa, your message was, that was in the comment section. I was looking for it in the WhatsApp. All right, so baseball is happening tonight. The job fair is taking place next week, and the concert is tonight. So get ready for that, you guys. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you again for Good Morning Marianas on Monday morning. Take care.
Good morning, Marianas. So many things we gotta discuss. Happy day, Tirawamian greetings to Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news from a beautiful place with Pacific views. It's always so much fun. Good morning, Marianas.